This is me resting because my mom told me to rest. And I said, I'm just putting on some makeup. And she said, you need to rest. And I said, I'm not in movement. I'm resting. I'm sitting down. I'm going on live. I'm resting. My mom was like, you're not resting. Because when I'm talking, I'm not resting. I'm an active speaker. I'm an active talker. And so when I'm actively talking on live, there's thought that goes into it. So she is correct. I am not actually resting, but this is what I love to do. I'm a speaker. This is what I love to do. And my mom asked me to rest because I just arrived back. Most weekends I travel and I love it. So I have just returned and I was at Francis Flowers and Farm. I spoke at a 3-day retreat. This is one of her products, which I love. So Pure Scene, which is part of the owner of the lands, her name, Ursine. She has 24 acres, and this used to be her family's land in Mississippi. Now, let me start with that part. Because the Mississippi part, when she secured me last year to speak at her event. And it was right after my TED Talk. It was about this time last year. And she secured me. She was like, Hope, I'm so excited. I have to have you speak at my event. I have to have your energy. We have to hear your words. I need you at my event. Would you speak at my event? And this was last year. And I was like, yes, of course, because I love Ursine. And Lottie, thank you for sharing the live. And when she asked me, as you know, look where I am. I like being outside. If you're around me, I'm outside. Like ideally, I am naked, oiled down in some beautiful light oil from wherever I am. I prefer to forge it and produce it where it's from, slather it all on my body, walk around barefoot in the grass or the sand and have the sun tan and hit my body. It's the best feeling. And then you're all tan. It's wonderful. Now I'm sharing this because just think, you run into the girl that just has the even tan on her body. Just beautiful, exfoliates, moisturizes, walking around barefoot on the grass, and then she starts to speak. What's up, Chloe Smith? And you're like, well, she has my heart. So Ursine knows that because Ursine is reflective of that. I believe Ursine is me. Now, sometimes in life we come across us in another form. And with Ursine, I believe she is the reflection of me in a different dimension because we are like the same. She's 75. And the same in the way as we have never wanted to limit ourselves. But sometimes to not limit yourself means to show who you are. And how hard is that? To show everything about yourself, to speak how you speak, to dress how you dress, to perform your thoughts, not have the thought and then say, no, I wouldn't want people to see that and disregard the thought. That means to have the thought and say, yo, I'm going. And I've always been told, you're wild. Like, Hope, you're wild. I'm like, is there any other way to be? Come on, who doesn't want to be wild? But in a way that I'm wild about exploring and having fun and being me. Let's hop on a bike. I don't want to kick it with you in a bar. Thank you. Okay, I'll talk, you listen. Listen to me. I almost buzzed my hair, and I think I'm going to buzz my hair off. I said I was going to grow out my hair. But I love my buzz cut, blonde. And I told my mom, I was in the shower, I was like, yeah, I'm going to buzz my hair again. I'm just going to buzz it off. What's up, El Dario? And go blonde or whatever color I feel. And then I said, well, sometimes I'm not impulsive. I agree with what I'm going to do and I just go forward with it. So it's not impulsive, but to someone it is. It's like, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'll do it now. Why wait till next week or tomorrow? But I said, I grow it, show it. I love it if you like it. Exactly. I love, my buzzed head is like my power stance. It's like the warrior stance. Because to have the courage to buzz your hair and expose your scalp, and it's in many cultures, it's the significance is great. Like it's a significance of starting over or stepping into a powerful position. And many won't ever do it. That's why I love to do it. But I also liked my close cropped hair because all you can focus on is my face, really. And makeup changes, all that changes, but it is slightly easier. And that comes from a space of having my hair in every way. Long, short, I've had my hair every color. Fringe, no fringe, layered, bob, everything. I have lovely hair. And I had a flatmate in London. When I first moved to London, I lived in Forest Gate, which was idyllic to me, but it's not. I think it's changed after the Olympics because I was right outside of Stratford. But this was in 2008 when I moved to London. And she was a hairstylist. Yes, of course. What? Well, sure, but it's just value. I don't care about high or low. Value is value. There's no way to weigh that. Value is just value. Good evening, city girl. I don't see it as high value or low value. Value is value. It's like love. There's not high love and low love. It's just love. So value, sure. So I lived with this hairstylist. And I was also her hair model. And so I would go with her to shows and all hair magazines, hair shoots, and knew some of the prominent Afro hairstylists, colorists, people who cut exceptionally well in London. And it was cool. What's up, Daily Life? What's up? And so I was her hair model. And so here's the thing. I talk about always the hair people that I have around the world because they're massaging your crown. They're close to your brain. That's your highest part on your body. And within certain communities, really within all communities, a stylist, a hairstylist is really a pillar. They're a pillar in the community. And I share this because wherever I go, I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I always say this, 70 plus countries. I loved going to salons because wherever you go, a salon is a salon. Same thing with nails. One of my favorite place to get my nails done is Brazil. Brazilian manicures, best manicures, stays on the best colors, best. Done Europe, I don't care. I don't care if it's Switzerland, France, Geneva, Germany. No. Body-wise, well, Asia, but Brazil. Brazil keeps it sexy, which I love. And so I would fly Sao Paulo, and I would be there 2-3 times a month. So I was there, let's say, 2-3 times a month for months at a time, let's say a year at a time. And so I would schedule my Beauty appointments. I would always get my nails done every other week in Brazil because a Brazilian manicure, they're so meticulous. And unlike other places around the world, you don't find nail polish that's like green or blue. You find beautiful, bright, vibrant reds, vibrant, robust oranges, feminine pinks, and that's it. That's the color spectrum as far as nail polish. Whereas if you're in the States, you have green, you have red, you have black, you have yellow, you have white, you have purple. In Brazil, it's mainly what you would consider feminine colors: reds, pinks, oranges, mauves. And so I would always get my manicures and pedicures in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and all of my waxing and all of my hair products, because they're the best. And the best conditioners, all of this. Also, I'm on a roll. I feel so good. I feel so good. Let me put up a picture. I'm going to put up this picture as the back screen or on green screen. Because that event, I'll show you a picture. So, wow, there it is. So this event, I can't really, let me see if I can change it. You can see me. I'm in green. I'm matching with the nature around me. And I was talking about Ursine. So this is the person who invited me to speak at her retreat this past weekend for her 20th year anniversary. Yeah, you can see me, for her farm. And I have some of her products. You have to go and get some of her products. They're amazing. They're all made on this land. She has about 24 acres in Mississippi in this beautiful, diverse, like magical land that's surrounded with fragrant cedar trees. So that's her. That's me. And my name tag, yay! So, thank you, Deborah, for sharing the live. Thank you for sharing the live and like the live. So, I spoke at her event this weekend. It was great because the feeling was fantastic. There was people who were just so excited to hear me speak and see all of the presenters. There were herbalists, there were indigenous people and Native American medicine women. There was a couple that does sacred cacao. It just was amazing. What's up, Ricardo? Amazing individuals. And so my journey there started the journey. And because of my 15 years with the flight attendant, I'm going to skip around because I'm so excited about Tyler, the creator. I am so excited. I've been playing Saint Chroma on repeat. I am so excited. We love Tyler. This is crazy. That's my favorite part. Okay, so I'm gonna run that back because, like, before I went on to speak, I had to find my my song, my introduction song before I come on to the stage to speak. This may be the new song, because that part when he says, I'm gonna make it out, it's like, that's all you need to know. You will make it out. You will make it through whatever's going on. And just knowing that is the solution, but also often we don't believe we will make it out. That's why he's saying that, because most of you do not believe you will make it through whatever you're going through. You won't make it through the lack of money. You won't make it through a relationship not in the expectancy as you see it. You won't make it out of your health issue. You won't make it out of doubting yourself. That's why you worry. Because if you knew you were going to make it out, you'd be like, okay, well, it'll all work out. But you don't believe that you will make it through. That's it. To just believe, I will make it. I will make it. I will make it out. So when I heard this part, which let's run it back, because that's why I entitled this live Chronocopia, which is the forthcoming release of Tyler, the Creator, on the 28th, which is in 6 days. I'm so excited. Listen. So before I come on stage, I think I'm going to start it right here. See, just hearing that, I'm going to make it out to that marching, I think that's incredible. Because before I came to speak, and that's the picture behind me, this woman has so much knowledge. She came, they had been friends for years, and she came even after having open heart surgery. She's an incredible scholar. She's an incredible healer. She's an incredible human being. She's just incredible. She's like the elder that everyone needs. They all are, but I was surrounded by these women. I feel like I have an extra glow because I was surrounded. I can see if I can move the picture, but I don't know if I can. All of these powerful beings and healers and experts in whatever they chose to do. And to choose to do what you want to do is the courage, because sometimes it's like, I'd rather be a jewelry designer, but I don't believe I can. So I will do jobs that I hate while still hearing what I want to do, but not believing I can do it. So I will do what I hate, which will slowly diminish my pride. But I'm in a society, the US, it's not like this all around the world, the US particularly. I'm in a system that encourages me to disconnect me from what I do for financial return. Meaning you don't have to like it, but you have to do it to have money. Isn't that like restrictive? Because the belief is, if you liked so much and believed this can be what I do, and is it? See, Kiki, I've taken my power. And I share this because not often do we realize we've stepped into the new space of power. Like, I'm owning it. These women helped me. When I spoke this weekend, I was like, oh, what's up, Lady T? I thought about you, Lady T. I thought about you. I thought about flying out there to get my hair done by you because I want a color. I want to cut it. And today I was almost going to buzz it all off and bleach it. But I had this vision of flying out there so I'm putting that out there. So, these women helped me step into a new space of power. Now, most of the time we step into a new space of power and we feel different. We don't know what's happened. I'm saying this because if you feel out of place, you might have just stepped into a new space of power. It's not that things aren't working out. It's not that things won't be beneficial for you. It's just that you're in a new space of power. Oh, okay. Sure. That new place of power, because I felt it. Whenever they upload the feedback from the retreat, I felt it. And I think we're all feeling it. And it may be at any individual time, but I'm sharing that I stepped into my new power because I got afraid. Because I felt it. I was like, whoa, I'm really powerful. Whoa, how powerful is my powerful? Oh my gosh. If people see me in my power, what does that mean? Will they want to be my friends? Or will they push me away like people have before? And I became afraid. I was like, oh, jeez. I don't want to be that powerful. And even saying this, because I know, listen, if you look at me, I'm incredible. And I mean it. I'm incredibly powerful. Like, I just don't stop. I don't complain. I've done monumental things in my life because I am relentless. In fact, I'm probably really dangerous. I just don't focus there. But I am like a goon. I'm a goblin. I'm a gangster at life in the most beneficial ways. And I felt my power. And I felt, whoa, that means I can actually bring immense change for myself, which really goes throughout the universe, but for myself. And how afraid I felt. Because then people would see me doing well at something I love to do. And that reminded me of when I stood up as a child and someone said, sit down, or something like that. We internalize those things. But I'm sharing that because as incredible as I am, and I am pretty powerful and incredible, I have lived an incredible life. I am relentless. I am crazy. Thank you. Well, don't like it too. Whatever my hair does, you'll like it. Just don't get too connected, because in life, I'll easily let go. That is the problem. Most of y'all are too afraid to let go. I will let go quick. Probably too quick. Ask people, you want to go? Bye. Without hard feelings. Without anger. No, I understand. I've been traveling. I've been practicing letting go. That's all it's not that's all I know how to do. Thank you. I love the fact that I can let go. A dude, man. Now there's ones that I love, okay? But that's like a fraction of 99.9%. The rest, you mean nothing. And I say that you mean nothing until you mean something. And most of you won't get to the point of meaning something because you're not that interesting. I'm interesting. I make you interesting. I'm really interesting. I've lived an eclectic life. I've been ran over by a motorcycle in Buenos Aires. I've been deported and banned from entering a country that I worked in. I was fired as a makeup artist because I took almost a 3-hour break. I've lived. And because I've lived, I've had to come up with solutions. And when you come up with solutions, you see, I don't need none of your mofos. Oh yeah, and dancing on the tables. You got that right. Swinging from chandeliers in the south of France before you was born, okay? I got tired of it. This is why I had to come and encourage. I was doing that at 25. But anyway, so of course, so what I'm sharing is when you see the magic of you, people are great, but I'm the greatest. That's why I always say you are great, but baby, I'm the greatest. Like I illuminate you, I make you look great. And I do this. If I come in contact, especially if you are a man, masculine, I am going to elevate you, period. Every person, every woman that will come after me is because of me. Let me put that out. I do that. I like to take things and put them back better in the world than I found them. Shine them up a bit. Give you a little style, a little pizzazz, a little bit more confidence to speak in conversations. And furthermore, several topics. Yeah, that's not my dog. That's the neighbor's dog. But they do approve the message. So I let go. And I remember practicing this with clothes. I have the best style ever. And even if I love something that I found from a flea market in Brussels on a Thursday in September, I'll give it away. Why? I'll find other things. I have impeccable style, but I don't cling on to things. And the hardest thing is to let go, especially of people, relationships, and what we have built around it. The ideas, the future. Because if we let this person go, what we've built up in our head, that future, that world, means that it is no longer there. It's no longer a comfort. Is this making sense? Is this making sense to anyone in the chat? If it is, put the lock. Like the lock and key, put the lock. Because we're going to unlock some things. If this is making sense to anyone in the chat. And I'm sharing this because to be able to let go is to be able to let go of that fear. To let go of that person is the same way. It's the same method of letting go of that job. Or letting go of that person. Or letting go of that way of thought. Excellent, Deborah. Thank you. It is written excellent. Micah, thank you. I am not just chatting. So I found that because, boy, I stepped into my power. And as I said, I'll chop it up. I spoke at an event on her retreat, on her 24 acres, on her land. I was the closing speaker Sunday. I'm a sun goddess. Of course, I would speak on a Sunday. And it was incredible. It was incredible because it was, I'm sharing this because I saw myself doing what I did on Sunday in a different space, but I had the same feeling. And I'm sharing that because sometimes we see our dream in only one way. I thought I was like the Tony Robbins, like these stages, arenas, which I'm not saying that's not, but I was barefoot. I was on beautiful land that grows herbs and flowers and plants that nurture people and are for healing, and so much goes into the soil, and so much goes into their lake, and just creating these products. And as I stood in front of these people delivering this message, I was like, this is it. This is the feeling. Like, I love what I do, but the fact that I was doing that in front of people in a setting of nature was like, whoa, this is incredible. I am that powerful that I've created that. And that power scared me because I said, whoa. It was amazing, Barna. Like, I'm sharing this because this is a dream. This is my dream, and it's constant. It's a gift. I've accepted my voice heals. I'm a healer of some sort, but I'm also an artist with my words. And I wasn't believing that what I had was enough. I thought this talent of loving to enlighten through how I do it is not enough. I didn't think I was enough. I thought what I had was not enough. What I had wasn't enough as them, or wasn't enough as them. And when you don't believe you're enough, that just means you don't believe. You don't believe in you. So if you don't believe in you, you don't believe that those things that you want could be yours. Yeah, and it sounds great, Bree, and it is true. You are always enough. But to carry that through your life, not even carry, tuck that throughout the spaces in yourself. Sometimes it's this cycle of feeling it to feel it again, feeling not enough to feel that you are enough. I'm sharing this because so many creatives or artists or just people stop because of their imposter syndrome. And I had the heaviest sense of imposter syndrome. What's up, the God Particle? Like, it was real. It was like, that's where I'm learning my power, because I had to speak to that. When I'm giving a keynote for over 60 minutes and I'm speaking to people and they're coming and they're giving me feedback, regardless of what was said, I did it. And those feelings of, you're still not good enough, come up. I'm in the race of life, baby. What you talking about? Get out of here. I'm in the race of life. Listen, you ain't never seen a chiseled statue like this. And it stays chiseled because you gotta be chiseled and ready for the race of life, baby. What you talking about? Of course. Why would I not be chiseled? Smile bright, teeth white, eyes clear, hydrated, meditated, rested, stretched, sunbathed, which I have to do. My mom told me to rest, so that's why this is entitled that. So I was like, I'm going to lay outside naked, Mom. And she's like, okay. Because you got to keep it sexy. You got to get the tan. I oiled up, laid out in the sun, I am not playing with you. It's looking real good over here. But you know how you feel when you feel that good? Yeah, don't make it slow, though. Saharam. Wait. Don't make it slow. Don't make it slow to learn that you're enough. Just declare it. To say, I'm slowly... Why? Here's the thing. You could just accept that I am enough. We use these words that build our life. I'm slowly learning why. You could just say, I have learned that I'm enough. I don't even have to put in that time because it doesn't matter. But it doesn't have to be what you think it is. Maybe it's actually quite rapid, but you're judging that time. And often we're always judging time. We're always judging time in a crazy way. You have a lot of time. This is why I was like, yeah, I'm ready to retire. People are like, you retired from being a flight attendant? That's yeah, but there's more in me. You think this is all I can do in life? I know there's more I can do. And I put myself in a position where you have to do it. Quit doubting yourself and believing it won't work. It has to work, Hope. You want to speak and heal through your voice? Okay, leave your flying career, which I easily could have kept because we have a flexible, thank you for the gifts. My manifesting thing is my gift that I request. So I request if you send it, no, it's not. I don't know what it is, but I'm requesting it one of the, well, really all, but of whatever gift I have. I think it's 10,000 coins. It's something high, but I'm requesting that because I'm enough. So I was drinking this all weekend, like a cold glass bottle. Oh, it was phenomenal because I'm the talent. Thank you, Deborah Hunter. Tap the screen. Look at all this goodness. We are only up to 1.6. One of the gifts, 10,000 likes. Let's keep going. So, yeah, that's why. And see, this is why I'm a speaker. You love what I say. You're going to fall in love with me. I told someone that, like, you're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love. I'll charm the pants right off of you. So at the retreat, before the retreat, me saying there's enough. I've flown, I've gone to every country hundreds of times, thousands of times. Like, I've lived where I want to live. I've had an expansive life most will never understand. I've been traveling all over the world since I was 22, and I challenged myself, and that shit was hard. I understand what new flight attendants go through, but make it work. What else are you going to do? Go work at Whataburger? No, get your ass up and make it work. I was going to make it work. I was not coming back home to the small farm town. I am amazing. I am incredible. I'm going to learn myself. I'm going to have amazing style. I'm going to have amazing men and energies and experiences around me, and that comes from saying I will do it. What's the other option? Complaining? No. Cry at night and get up and keep going. That's what you do. But I also challenge myself, like, oh, this is hard, but the challenge is I can do it. Going through flight attendant training, and I had made a post about, I wasn't playing around. I'm not here to look to date any of you. First of all, I have rules. I'm a G. I abide by a very strict code. Like, no women, no kids from the professional. I'm really a G. I operate on G code, even though I'm like super suburbia, spoiled, like 4 vacations a year, SUV mom, spoiled, like my parents paid for my college. I am the cushiest, I had the cushiest upbringing, okay? As you should. I will only provide mine with that. I had laughter. I had 2 people that liked each other, that loved each other, that poured into their family. Thus, I pour the love back out. But because of that, I never saw my dad hate what he did. My dad never hated his job. And he would relax. And he would take months off at a time. And we would travel. And he would volunteer. And he was like helping in the community, and he was always an ear for people, and I saw that, and I was enamored by that, and I see how that comes back in love in different ways. Yeah. And I remember, because I talked to everyone, I was like a toddler, but when we had a church in Merced, California, he found this building because my father got saved, and then he said that's when he came in contact with my mom. Because he wasn't, it's that whole story. I wasn't saved, and he went to a church and he saw my mom, who is gorgeous. If you think I'm gorgeous, you gotta see where I got it from. And at the time, my dad had like rollers in his hair and a Harley, and he came in, and it's this nice church girl, and she's like, I am never talking to you. You will never take me out. So my dad used the line when he saw her. He said, God told him that is your wife. God told my dad that is your wife. So he walked up to my mom in church. This is in the late 70s. And my dad was like a cool guy. He was he was the first black man to have a car dealership. He had a Pontiac dealership in Modesto, California. He was one of 7 or 8 that was selected by GM to go to their specialized GM school in Detroit. That was basically a grant to help these black men open car dealerships. My dad was one of 8. He was the youngest. Smart man. So he opens a car dealership. He's young. I mean, he wasn't even 30. I think my dad was like 26 when he did this. This is after Vietnam. And he was a cool dude. He had the car dealership. He had the money. He was probably doing those types of stimulants. But anyway, he had an encounter one day where God talked to him and saved him. And from that day on, he was changed. And So he goes to this church, this small church in this country town, Atwater and Merced. Walks in, he sees my mom, and God tells him, that is your wife. That woman is going to be your wife. So the service happens, and at the end of church, my dad, who rode in on a Harley, and my mother was like a teacher's assistant, or I think she was working as a nurse's assistant. He walked up to her and was like, who's in the background? So this is Ursine, who owns Francine Flower and Farm, and that is me. I spoke at her retreat this weekend in Mississippi for her 20th year anniversary, and it was amazing. I was the closing speaker, so we're going full circle. So my father walks up to my mom like, God told me you're going to be my wife. And my mom was like, get the heck away from me. Like, get away. Get away, you devil's man. And that happened for a while. She wouldn't give him the time of day. So how did we get to that? Yeah, my dad was a cool dude. So I have to be cool. I was already cool. I got to keep being cool. And to be cool is to do what the F you want. No one can tell me what to do. I will quit and do what I want to do. I will do what it takes. And that's what it takes. When you shy away from doing what it takes, that's not cool. Like, I don't want to do that. That's hard. So what? That's how you become like you. When I share these stories about being hit on a motorcycle, or in London, when I
changed my mind. I think I'm going to miss this meeting.
Why?
I'm tired.
Oh, okay. All right. That's crazy. I just got scared. I was like, who are those in the background? Those are the people at the event. So, my parents, yeah. So my parents, she kept saying, you're crazy. You're filled with the devil. I will never talk to you. And he kept coming, and he kept coming, and he kept coming. And my grandmother was like, that young man has a great heart. He has a great heart. He has a great soul. And my mom was like, I don't care. I'm never going to talk to him. He's crazy. He has a Harley. He has curly hair like that. He's crazy. He's one of them fast boys. It was like that. Because when my father came from Vietnam, yeah, my dad is like an Igbo man. He's very persistent. Came from Vietnam. And at that time, they said, everyone who came from Vietnam, you guys are okay. Everyone had shell shock. Everyone had severe post-traumatic stress. A lot of people were alcoholics. A lot of people were under the control of substances. But all these men had to come back to the U.S. out of Vietnam and operate like they were okay. They weren't. And I share that because that's such an integral part of the story and of my life, because you never know what your guardians, your parents, the people around you, what they are carrying. I always share about 4th of July. Many people are unaware that fireworks are traumatic for war survivors or anyone who has been in pew-pew play, because firecrackers mimic the sound of that, with the bang, with the pop, with the loudness. And it gives a lot of war veterans or people who have post-traumatic stress disorder from pew-pews to be in states of fear. I never knew that my dad felt uncomfortable, like it was not a great day for him. It wasn't a great night. And you know why I didn't know this? He would take me and all my sisters to the fireworks, to watch the fireworks every year. And it wasn't until really the last 10 years, because my father died in December at 76. A couple years ago, I said, Dad, fireworks, do they trigger you? He was like, yeah. And I said, but you always took Mom and all of us to see the fireworks. Sometimes like in the by the airplanes, like they do it there, maybe by the beach, maybe going to the city, maybe somewhere in the country, but he would always take his family to see the fireworks. I'm sharing that because that's love, and a love that's like, I don't know if that's healthy, but he did it for his family. None of it, maybe my mom knew, but none of us ever knew how uncomfortable fireworks made him as a war veteran. But he learned to push it down so he could bring his family to see the fireworks every year. Sometimes we would do them ourselves. Yeah. And it was maybe 3 years ago. I was like, Dad, but every year you took us to the fireworks. He was like, yeah. Yeah. This is why a bunch of you dudes, y'all are lame. Let me tell you. I have a really good dude. Like, my father was real. That's my gangsta side. He taught me, he would always say, like, if a man gives you something, he's not giving it to you for free. Now, I still disagree with that, because you go and give it to me. I'm not going to pay for it. Like, I'm me. I'm not going to pay for it. And I'm not having that conversation either, because that's what my dad did for me. But my dad was still somewhat of a LA gangster, because he was born in 47 in LA, eldest of 3, parents from the Depression, parents from Houston, Texas. As most Black Americans, most of our lineage is either going to be in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. There's maybe 3 to 5 key areas, because then we had the Great Migration, where people either went up north, like northeast to DC, to Philly, to New York, or northwest up to like Chicago. And then there was the real rebels that went out west to California. And so that's kind of where the story begins, because I've never really liked Houston, but maybe what you resist will persist. Because I used to go to Houston during the summers, because that's when my family would have family reunions. Like, why are y'all doing this in the summer? And you don't get a hotel banquet room? You want us shining like new money? That's what my mom would say. Y'all shining like new money out in the park in July in Houston? This is crazy. So as a kid, I was like, I don't want to go to Houston, because y'all want to have family reunions in July at a park. It's hot as heck. There's bugs. I'm sweating. I'm from California. I don't know. But there's so much of my lineage and history there. Same with Lubbock. All over Texas. That's probably why what you resist persists. Because here, I was in Mississippi. I loved it. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved her land, her 24 acres. We did a ride on like the country roads. It was incredible. I've seen so many beautiful scenes around the world, and I never knew how beautiful that would be. And I love just to get in a car and drive all around the world. And we drove past, this was in Mississippi. I was in Pickens, Mississippi. Population of 964. It's roughly an hour outside of Jackson, Mississippi, the capital. And as we drove, I was just like, wow, this is beautiful. Because it was such vast terrain and cedar trees and trailer homes and cars and things you only see in Mississippi. But I was just taking it all in, like, this is incredible. This landscape is incredible. And as we continue to drive, you know I love the outdoors. Thank you, Manette, for the follow. Let's get this live up to 10,000. Tap the screen. And cedar trees. And just beautiful, vast openness and grass and flowers and dirt roads and cars driving fast. It was just that scene of where I was. And I remember us driving by cotton fields with cotton. And even bales of cotton. And I found it beautiful. Carol Marino 212, thank you for the follow. So the other people in the car said, oh, yeah, a cotton field. And I thought, see, I get to label it. I saw it as beauty. I've always said I am as wealthy as a cotton plant because cotton is in everything. And when you understand the basis of how much wealth was built off of cotton in this country, something on you is made out of cotton right now. Something you've used is made out of cotton. Somewhere you sat is made out of cotton. Your sheets are made out. Do you understand the vastness of what cotton does? And so the beauty and the wealth that it has created. And I even see the beauty and the wealth of those that not took the creation, but were the gardeners. Because I get to choose the beauty. It's not all bad. The hands that picked that, maybe their magic needed to go into that. Maybe the magic and the power and their individual goodness needed to touch that plant so we would have it in the universe. So when it's made into something, the act of their life force touching it has already changed it, has already magnetized it. And I just saw it as beautiful. Even with the brightness of the white cotton flower and the mahogany richness of the dried up stalk, and it was just acres and cedar trees and the sun going down. It was an incredible scene. And I see life in that way because I get to choose, and life is beautiful. So you can see a cotton field as negative and someone doing something out of their will and people suffered, or you can see the magic in how it was done. With pleasure, Tanya. That's what I do. That's why I'm a speaker. That is why I am the #1 most requested inspirational speaker, because I was talking about my power. I've stepped into my power, and I've stepped into my power because I do this. What I do it well, as you see. However, I thought I had to do it in a certain way. I thought I had to do it with a certain formula, and I was trying to contort myself because this is my gift. If you are, I just create. I like to sew clothes. I like to watercolor, pastel, paint. I like to do all of that. However, I identified my gift, or one of the strongest things that I have, my voice and how I love it. But to bet on yourself that is enough. For me to step away from flying, like I've gained knowledge, like I'm going on my path. I listen. To others, that's crazy to leave to become a professional speaker. Whereas for me, it was like, of course, this is just the natural order. Well, what part, Gilbert? I mean, the long part of the story, I guess my parents, how long were they married? 47 years, 48 years, beautiful kids. That's story time. They got together once my mom finally said yes, which there's varying lengths. I'm told it's about a year that she was like, get the F out of my face. But he kept showing up because persistence counts. And I love a persistent person. I love persistent men. I've always had persistent men because I don't see you until I see you, because most people are lame and boring. So you don't mean anything. I'm the cool one. Yeah, I live a great life. I trust myself. I do what the F I want also. You don't tell me what to do. I just came from speaking. Like, I'm living an incredible life. And that shows. So, yeah, persistent men. Not like no means no, but keep trying. Different method. To me, no doesn't mean no. No means I'm talking to the wrong person. No means I'm using the wrong method. No doesn't mean no. If I ask someone, hey, I want to get in here, and they say no, I'm not talking to you anymore. There's someone else. There's a different method of ask. There's a different way in, but no doesn't mean I'm restricted from coming in. No. And I learned that. Thank you, Rosa John, for the follow. Let's continue to like the live. We're halfway there to 10,000. That's where that persistence comes in. And all of my, I only count, there's no one counts. Like, you don't mean anything until you mean something, as I say with a man, because none of you mean a thing to me. And I'm saying that because I love my father. And y'all aren't as cool as him. I'm the coolest. And once you become like a bozo, and every dude eventually becomes a clown at some point. Very few don't. And the very few that don't, they get admission. But most of y'all are bozos. And your bozo-ness will come out. Especially with me, because like you are a bozo, dude. Sometimes you just may make a choice and I'm like, you're a bozo. You are beyond a clown. And I'm great with clownery, and bozo-ness is like, that is lame. And when I say lame, that just means like a lack of integrity. I use this from my sister. I'll have to see. It's a MAC. I'll go get it so I can tell you the color. But anyway, when dudes are bozos, which often I don't get bozos. Sometimes, I don't get bozos. Because as I said, I'm a real G. I was telling the people at this event, like, I'm probably really dangerous because I operate by a code, but I operate in light. Like, I'm an alchemist of light. I'm a speaker. I bring light. I believe when you work with light, you also work with darkness. It's a part of it. And I operate in light. There's a big difference. If I operated in darkness, it may not be to benefit something. That's the best way. So yeah, I'm a kind of a G, and if I see you do like a dumb move, like I will think a dude is a bozo if he. What have I thought dudes were? How did we even get to this bozo-ness? Because if you're a clown, you just become a clown. I shared, I used to go get a massage every month, once a month. Massage, I would go once every 4 weeks, a facial every month, my acupuncture every week, like chiropractor, energy mover every week. That's incredible when that happens. But anyway, I went to go get a massage and a friend came with me, and this guy who thought he could keep up, but he couldn't. And I knew he couldn't. And I tried to tell him, first of all, you never know what caliber of man a woman has dealt with before. So if you try to speak big games, especially like money games, that's dangerous because you don't know, maybe her father was a very wealthy man, or she's dealt with someone who has shown her different things. If you assume you're the only one that can show her the highest of what you've seen, you will probably end up a bozo. Because this one, I was going to get a massage. I asked him to pay for my massage and my friend's massage. And if he would have said no, I would have been like, cool. But he said yes. He was like, oh yeah, I'll pay for you and your friend's massage at the, we were going to get a massage at the Ritz-Carlton in Kapalua. It's not that great. Like, a massage is a massage. A massage doesn't have to be a $50 massage and a $500 massage are the same massage. Well, Gilbert, there's still time. As I say, I will be careful. You will fall in love with me. So I remember this because I remember talking to him like, oh, living in Maui. Yes, Mom.
Oh, girl, I didn't miss it. It's next week.
Oh, excellent. It all worked out. Okay, good. Unless you're going to the Stones. Unless I'm going to the Stones, what's that? So anyway, driving in Maui, living in Maui, which I love. I don't even care to be on my phone. And living in Hawaii, there's many places you won't have phone service. You're like in the middle of nowhere in paradise. So as we were driving to the what was it? It wasn't the St. Regis. It wasn't the Four Seasons. Was it? Is it okay now? Anyway, I think he had messaged me and I messaged him like, hey, I'm going to get a massage. Would you, the Ritz-Carlton. Thank you. The Ritz-Carlton. Do you like to take care of me and my friend? And he was like, sure. He said yes. So it took us an hour to get there because I live on the other side of the island. The Kapalua Ritz-Carlton is on the west side of the island. I live on Central. So as we're driving, I'm messaging him like, oh, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And he could have said like, I'll pay for yours, but not your friends. That whole hour, he didn't. That's the only reason why I say you're a bozo. Because if you would have said, Hope, like, I'm cool paying for you, I'm not comfortable paying for your friend, cool. I'm not going to get mad at you. Just let me know. Don't get me there. Have me go in, get the massage, and come out, and they say you're paid for, not your friend. That's a bozo move. That means you were too afraid to tell me no, which means you can't be by me anyway. And why are you telling me no? Listen, you are trying to attract me into your space. Do you think that not paying for my friend's massage is a good thing? Do you think I would be like, that's a great trait for a man? You're bozo. And even the thought of you not being able to say, I'm not comfortable, I would have been like, cool. I'm not going to scream at you. Okay, cool. Then I could tell my friend, listen, you got to pay for yours. Mine's getting paid for, but you got to pay for yours. The fact that you did not say that, and we went and had our massages, which were, they weren't, I have a regular massage therapist, and she was just as good, and so you are paying for the Ritz-Carlton name. The surrounding is beautiful, however, there's no difference between a $50 massage and a $500 massage, really. A massage is a massage. There's only so much rubbing and kneading that you can do. Okay. So we came out and that's what they said. Oh, yours is taken care of, hers isn't. And that's when you become a bozo. So that's what I say, bozo behavior. I don't have bozos around me. I don't really have those stories about men around me because I carry myself in a certain way, and you know what you're signing up for, and you know, like, as I said, until there's something, you're nothing. I have no problem cutting off, like, I'm the cool one. Yeah, and then when we had the conversation about it afterwards, I was like, hey, that was uncomfortable for me. However, if you are not comfortable telling me no, I can see, like, I guess we could get past that, but I don't know how you thought that was the first. That was like the first test that would have been an okay outcome. And when we talked about it, he was like, oh, ain't nobody paying for two massages. Nobody does that. I was like, the fact that you don't believe no one does is why we're not compatible. Because I've had it been done. So if you think, whoa, She's in a space. I said, if you see me asking you to pay for my massage and my friend's massage at the Ritz-Carlton, I already do that for me. Someone else already would do that for me. But the baseline is I already do it for me. Like, that's my baseline. Another baseline is anyone previous has never seen that as like, that is too much. So that's my baseline. I don't even think too much of it. If you think hard, like, I don't know if this guy will go for it, you gotta, these are the subtleties. If I could easily say, yo, we're going to get a massage from the Ritz-Carlton, could you pay, would you love to treat us today? And you say no, actually think that if that is my norm, then this is gonna be uncomfortable for you. Because I'm either gonna have to lessen my ask, which I won't do, and if I did do it, I'm gonna feel like, I don't want this because I'm asking for less than what I want. And if you think the ask is too much and you keep doing it, you may feel maybe taken advantage of or out of your element. So already at that level, it can't continue. Does that make sense? I see it that simply, and it was cool. I'm not putting the weight on you not paying for my friend's massage. I'm putting the weight on the hour in between when you could have said, Hope, I'm not like, I don't mind paying for your $500 massage, but let's give it a month. I met you 2 weeks ago. After a month, I'll pay for everyone's massage. Cool. Then I would have known, okay, he can speak up. But if you can't speak up and you feel offended that I asked, then that alignment's not there anyway. And when I shared that, and I said, I speak in a gentle tone. I don't see this continuing to a long-term relationship. That's what I said. I do not feel that this will continue to mature into a long-term relationship. How gracious. How gracious. And I saw that he just, which I have compassion for. Not all of us are able to hear that and understand that that is not a direct response to who you are. And he kind of laughed out like, you are really unaware. He also told me he's the top 2% of men in the USA. And I was like, lucky for me, first of all, I don't even like Americans, but I have the whole world at my fingertips, baby. So I know you're the top 2%. Congratulations, but that don't mean nothing to me. That's lame, and you're not. Thank you for telling me, as I told him. Thank you for telling me. Like, you're just a bozo. The fact is, you tried to get in the running when you aren't equipped. And I'm being that serious. I am that callous. You are a bozo. Can you imagine a man like, I want her, but I'm going to argue. Anyway, that was my one time in like 20 years. I don't have those experiences, so that's why I call bozo. Bozos don't come around me. I have pretty great people. And as I said, they leave in better condition than how I attracted them in. And often I've seen after, okay, has any girl seen this? When you're with someone, especially long term, and you separate, and then the ones after are like subtle versions of you. Like, maybe prior, the person would be with certain people, and let's say you're a vegan, and then afterwards everyone's a vegan, or afterwards it's incredible. I actually said that I'm a real life influencer, like not just here. I see it, and it's great. I see it. I like it. It's kind of cool. But they don't get any cooler than me. And I say that in that belief of like believing in yourself. Because I know how cool I am. And I know some people say, you'll never find me again. Yes, you will. You're not that great. You're not that great. You yell. You are not able to be graceful in your delivery. You are so unaware. You are so unaware. You lash out. You are triggered and you like you will. Me? No. You? Absolutely. But I've never said to anyone, like, you'll never find me again. I don't need to say it. You won't. But you never find anyone again. That's not the point. You can't replace anyone. You exchange, but everyone is always a lesson. And when I was speaking about power, because this is me after Nia, I can't wait to get this footage of me speaking, being the closing keynote speaker at this event. Whoa, it was so powerful. And again, I was barefoot. I was on the grass. I have my Birkenstocks, but I was barefoot on the grass and speaking, and I completely stepped into my power. I completely stepped into a new space of being a woman. I completely stepped into a different space of, I don't know either. A different space of how I heal, because I heal through my voice, with my voice. I'm a healer. I'm an alchemist. All of these, that would be a witch. The fact is, I heal with something. And whatever comes to me in life, whether it's good or bad, I shift it into something beneficial for me. I'm never going to say, why this happened to me? I'm going to say, this happened. How can I use it to my benefit? How can I grow? How can I shift? How can I learn in this moment? How can I let go? How can I release? What am I not, what is there for me to see? What is the art in this space of life? Instead of, this shouldn't happen to me. Well, it has happened. So how do you choose to see it? Thank you for sharing the live. And when I say power, I was so afraid of my power. Like physically, I was afraid of my power. I know what it's brought. I know what it's bringing. I know the control I can speak of over my life with the powerful words, with my gift, with my belief, with hope and faith and love. That scared me. To know you can truly have whatever you want, but you got to believe. You don't believe you can have it. And that's what I was saying. Hope you're in hope. You hope you can. You hope it works out, but you don't believe it will. There's a difference. When you're in your power, you believe it. You feel it. You know it. You've called it in. You've created the ritual, you've created the space, created the altar, created the perfect alignment of whatever you want to call it. The universe, your life, it is you. The same thing I say in my TED Talk, it is you. That power is incredible and it scared me. And then I was like, all right, I need to sit with this. Because my first thought was, I will call a friend like, oh, I'm afraid of my power. And I was like, oh, you sit with it. You feel it. What is this fear? Oh, this fear is maybe you're not good enough. Like truly being that powerful shows others, maybe I do believe I'm good enough. And what does that mean? All of these lessons to keep you walking, that have kept me walking towards power. The fact that when I was in Mississippi on these sacred grounds with all of these healers and speakers and herbalists, these amazing people, like, I was asked to be there. You're just as amazing. I'm living my dream. I said I would have the lifestyle like I had as a flight attendant. I would travel, but instead of the means of traveling as a flight attendant, it would be as a speaker, and that's what I did. It's the same thing. I'm still traveling. I'm still having transportation and a hotel and food provided. Like, I've just switched it out. And it's helping people, which is what I always liked with my voice. It was crazy where I said, I'm doing it. If I can do this, what else can I do? If I can do this, I can believe that everything is working out. If I can do this, I am the artist that I am. How I speak is my art. That is, my voice is my paintbrush, and what I see is the palette, and I speak it into a picture so you can see it and feel it and live it to inspire. That is my art. And I'm sharing this to say that I didn't think that that was good enough. I didn't think that I was good enough. And I am. To believe that you are good enough in whatever you do. For it to be your way of life. Where you get to truly do what you're gifted at, what you love to do, and live the life you want to live, whether that's traveling, whether that's living in a certain place, buying a dream home in your dream location. I just believe that through my words and my gift of speaking, that's what I have created. I thought if it couldn't really be seen, this art form isn't seen as great. And then it hit me, it's great. You're great. You just gotta believe. And then when you believe, you feel your power. You know your power. You walk in power. And it is scary. Power is scary. It's also like you're shifting. Everything is a shift. I explained to one of the healers at this event, like, this, thank you. Yeah, Nia. In my own way. Like, I thought it had to be like opening, topic A, topic B, topic C, conclude. I do it in my way, and that's good enough. And I do it great. And the package is great. So, Nia, I was thinking about buzzing my hair off again and just going blonde. You'll see. I'm shifting a lot. Yeah, I do it my way. Thank you, Lalita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There was this, what did this guy say? This guy messaged me something great. You see how I say this guy? I am not, when people say decenter men, the only man that has been in the center of my life was my dad. I don't decenter. I don't even save people's names. Like, that's how much you don't mean anything to me. Unless you do mean something to me. But a lot of these guys, I don't even save the number. You're boring. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's continue to like the live to get up to 10,000. What did he say? He said something about a light. But power is power. It can be, I think it just takes some getting used to, or just acceptance. Yeah. I'm just completely shifting and changing. I really am. And standing in the honesty of what I am And I'm sharing that to remind you to do the same. Like my mom said, rest. If you need to rest, rest. Oh, I need to put on my Satan chroma. Because this is like... Has anyone been seeing nothing but repetitive numbers? Because it's been for years, but like really every time I look at the clock, because right now my clocks say 1808, it's always consecutive numbers every time. Well, yes, 222, 1515, like that's it. And that for me means you're right. You're actually lining up with everything. Like everything you are manifesting, hoping, dreaming for, you're right in alignment with it. Like it's coming closer to you. Yeah, 808. Nothing but repetitive numbers. Even names. Like I didn't really have that with people, but I'm seeing people that I know their name. Like someone will say, hi, my name is so-and-so. It's like, that's an uncommon name, and that's your name of someone that okay, all right. I take it as something beneficial. I take it as life nudging you, like, we see you. I don't look into it like, what does it mean when you see someone's name? No, it's like you're right where you need to be. We put that there. That's a marker. You were supposed to see that, because that's not common. And my father would say, nothing in life is a coincidence. Nothing. Everything is perfectly placed for you. Someone said, it was this healer that was saying, you're going to start hearing a lot of sirens far away, and then you're going to hear them closer. And then you're going to be walking down the street and seeing them. It's just like almost a sign of it's happening. Like, pay attention. I sent some physical love over to the dogs. So we talked about loss, we talked about power, we talked about the acceptance of everything working in your favor. I always have turquoise. I love turquoise. Being Choctaw, Native American, I have a closeness with turquoise. My grandfather on my mom's side gave all of his Choctaw turquoise to my mom, so I've always seen it around the house or on her dresser. And I practice a lot of the ways. So to have turquoise prayer beads near me, or just turquoise, it's healing. Yeah, it's important. And it's these shifts. I like to be honest when I speak. These shifts, these changes. It's powerful and it's painful. Like, I'm like, what the heck? I'll let go. I'm letting go. I'm letting go. I'm crying like I let it go. But what does that mean to truly let it go? To truly let someone go, or that occupation or that dream, whatever it is, like to truly say, I'm walking away. I've closed the door. I accept that that is the completion of that cycle, and that is the completion. That I don't need closure. That is the closure. Means you're healing. Yeah. Like not wondering, just knowing it's the lesson. Everything always works out. My belief is everything always works out. So everything's always working in my favor. And to just be like, I accept it. And although it is, it's painful, my heart physically feels pain. And maybe that's my heart expanding. Maybe that pain isn't from a tear. Maybe that pain is from an expansion of my heart opening, my heart like having to grow new tendons. Maybe it's that. And that's how I just shift things. Is anyone else experiencing this? Anyone else in their season of healing and accepting that healing is just believing in the unknown? Yeah. Like, I've been visualizing actually closing doors and locking it and walking away. Like, I know they're closed, and accepting that and physically walking away. Like, seeing it, either whatever it is, and seeing that person, place, or thing behind the door, and closing a door, and having a beautiful key and lock, and locking it and walking away. Like, visualizing it, truly closing the door. And I see that pain, as I said, physically in my heart, as my heart expanding. It's not breaking. My heart is expanding, and to expand, it has to grow. And what will come in place is even better than what I think I walked away from. So, again, this is me. That is me. I spoke at Ursine. She owns this herbal and flower farm in Mississippi. She has 24 acres, and I spoke at her retreat, which was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I spoke on Sunday as the closing speaker. This is another amazing healer, educator, academic, just incredible elder. Herbal and flower farm. And while I was there, I have some of her products. This is great. This is cedarwood and lavender, like hair oil, and it's made with amazing herbs that are grown on her land. And one of the other herbalists, educator, healers who was there, she went and dug for some crystals, and she was like, I would love to give this to you after hearing you speak. It does. She was moved by the words that I shared, and she was like, I dug this with my own hands, and she told me about the crystal, and it is exactly what I called in. I called in that crystal. And I'm really sharing this because this is my way of speaking. It is inspirational and motivational in my way. It's a quartz of some type. Yeah. So, any questions? Does anyone want me to help in some way? Put a question or a comment in the chat if I can give some sort of clarity. Because I find power in every door that's closed. With every separation, with every new scene of what I am. And it's really powerful. So I have to go to a part of me. I'll be right back. I'm not going to pause it, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And thank you. Nia, you are the best. The host will be back shortly. Had to go. I went and got my dad. This was one of my dad's flannels. This is one of my dad's flannels, and it keeps me warm. And I like wearing it because, you know, I only wear secondhand. I mean, I will purchase well-made clothing. However, I've been dedicated to only wearing secondhand for a long time. Probably maybe 20 years, 17 years, where it was a diligent, like, I only buy secondhand or quality. Like, I will go and buy a handmade something for whatever I want, and I do like I like what I like. However, I can find what I like in a secondhand or vintage or consignment or gently used, or I can make it. I'm sustainable in all ways. That's where I am. But it's exciting because I'm like back in the skies. I'm traveling this week. I'm traveling a lot and I like it. That's why I'm kind of chilling, because I'm back to traveling and having beautiful experiences and speaking. And I know I was speaking about bozos earlier, but I don't attract that. That's why that stood out. I only attract exceptionals, which is always nice. And, you know, I say that with pride. Like, it's looking and feeling good in all ways. I am great. I am great, and so are you. Okay. I did not tell you the story of getting to the event. So I left California Friday night on the red eye. I was taking the midnight departure, an all-nighter to Chicago O'Hare. Chicago O'Hare to Houston Bush. Houston to Jackson, Mississippi. That was my flights. And there was a time where I flew red eyes because they were kind of good for their time, but I don't care for red eyes. I don't sleep on planes. Sleep has always in some ways evaded me. I'm not one that can just sleep in the middle of the day, or I don't have a hard time sleeping, but I'm often just like up looking around. So I took the all-nighter, and when I was at the airport, I saw a friend of mine from elementary school. Here's the thing. The world is small. So I saw him, and his father had passed about 10 years ago. Thank you, A. Lockett, for sharing the live. And I said, hey, how are you doing, James? He was like, what's up? Where are you going? I said, I'm speaking at an event, so I'm flying out tonight. He was like, oh, okay. He's between California and Florida. And is that who I think it is? No way! Uthman, I love you. Uthman, this is my baby. What's up, Kosi? Oh my gosh, I need to come see you. So I gotta tell the story about Kosi. Kosi has, this is like my brother, my big brother. Did you like both of my sisters? Well, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter because everyone is grown now. But he is roughly, 3 years older than me, 4 years? And he's my older sister's age, and he would come around and he's funny, but he was like, but he was almost like that big brother that I never had because I don't have a brother. And I would tease him, and he worked at this hat store. He worked at Lids in the mall. And I would go and say, like, hey, give me $5. Like, I would just roll up there like, hey, I'm going to get a piece of pizza. Can you come buy it for me? I bugged him like I was his little sister. So, when I first came to DC, Kosi lived there. And when I moved to DC, I didn't know anyone. So I had told Kosi, hey, listen, I'm moving to DC. I'm finished with flight attendant training. I need a place to stay. I don't have a place to stay. He's like, okay. And I stayed with him. I remember staying with you in DC for like a day or two. It wasn't that long. I called him the day before, like, hey, I'm coming to stay with you tomorrow. Hey, get ready because I'm coming to stay with you tomorrow. And he had just started seeing his now wife. And so he was like, I think she was like, who's this random girl saying like, hey, I'm coming to see you? I just barge into people's spaces. I can be so inconsiderate. Yeah. And you know what, Kosi? I was thinking about the time where I was falling out of the car and my legs were like, because we were living in DC and it had snowed, it was icy. And I was trying to get out of his car, but I had slipped into the gutter because the gutter was filled with like ice and snow and I could not gain traction. So my feet kept like flipping. And I just kept slowly going into the gutter. But I kept holding on to the side of the car as my feet were like, it was hilarious. We were rolling because he was like, it was hilarious. So he helped me out when I first moved to DC. And then I remember playing Nintendo 1. What was that? With the tennis rackets. And I go crazy and I like slammed the TV. Maybe I think something like that. Oh, I'm so happy to see you on here. I miss you too. I'll be out there this weekend, so maybe I need to come see you. I need to come out to DC. Every time I come out east, it's usually just New York because my sister is there and there's other things there. But DC has a part of my heart too. I talk about London having a big part of my heart, which it does. But so does DC, because DC was the first city I moved to. And it was that deciding factor, like, I like it, but there's more. Like, there's always levels. I could have said it is enough at DC, but I knew it wasn't. And although I love DC, I know there's more. But I love DC. I have so many funny stories, good time, great people, just great times. DC is great. And so I also have... Okay, so the story, and then I'm going to get off. I got all of these herbs. I have like cedar, which is a powerful... Cedar is so powerful. Thank you, Nia. This is all from the Herb and Flower Farm. Hers. Lemongrass, basil, marigolds. Like, cedar is amazing. You can make many things. Thank you, Kosi. Once I get the feedback and the playback, you're going to be amazed, man. It was great. That keynote, I was on fire. Like, I was really hot from, like, uplifting and talking for 60 minutes. I could have gone on. It was incredible. Oh, you want to know? Wait, Kosi, don't go. I got to put on my song. So this is the song that is played when they say, okay, and now Hope Williams Hope Williams is going to motivate you. I found my song that precedes me before I come on stage. So let me put it on. Okay. So what I do, I motivate, and it may not be like, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, but it's still in everything I say. So when right before I come out, they say introducing the most energetic speaker of the world, Hope Williams, and then this song comes on. Hey, I do this. And I go around the crowd like, I get people out of their seats and start jumping around, and I let it play for like a minute. This is my theme song because it's uplifting and powerful, but you want to get up and like do something with your arms. Let's see. And then I'm like, okay. And then I go in and I start speaking, but it was incredible. It was the best feeling. It was incredible. And even that, because everyone got up and started dancing and participated, it like brings the energy up. And to bring the energy up, people may say bring the vibration up, bring a good feeling. It's needed. This retreat was like necessary with all of these incredible people, including myself. Yeah, so I was in the airport. I saw James, and he was like, where are you going? I said, I have a speaking engagement. He was like, look at you. You're always so positive. You go, Hope. I was like, okay. So I get on the flight at midnight. Again, that's when my travel day started. Midnight Friday, technically Saturday morning. Flew from California to Chicago. Get off the flight. It was a great flight. Thank you for the follow. Walked over to my gate. Something happened with that flight. So I was like, all right, that's cool. The next flight will be fine. And in the meantime, I'll walk over. Oh, when I landed in Chicago, I saw another friend that I went to high school with in Chicago. And I share that because I see people I know all over the world. And I saw another friend I knew in Chicago airport. So I think I need light. Let's see. I'm going to take this off. Just a minute. So I land in Chicago. I go to my favorite Mexican restaurant in Chicago, Frontera Grill. Rick Bayless, Skip Bayless's brother. I get something to eat, and I start talking to this pilot. And I'm like, oh, where are you going? And he tells me where he's going. And he shares that he's working a charter flight. And I said, oh, yeah, I never did that. So I need more light, guys. Hold on. Ugh. That's so much better. So I got something to eat. We started talking about the charter flights, because that's what I would fly, the charter flights. And we just started talking about the airline, and he said, do you miss it? And I said, well, no, I miss this. I miss the conversations with my crew member. Thank you, Nia, for continuing to like the live. Tap the screen. I know Nia's not the only one, and we did get over 10,000, so thank you. But that's what I miss, the conversations. I miss people. I don't miss pouring the drinks. So I went to my next flight, which was delayed. But I got on and it was fine. All right? So I'm now leaving Chicago, going to Houston. So I landed in Houston, and I didn't make, because it was slightly delayed, my intentional flight. I didn't make it. So then the next flight, I think I didn't make that one, because I flew like standby. So I said, okay, I'm going to get into the retreat later today, and I'll make the most of my time here. I'm used to flying through Houston Airport. And my intention, my initial flight was supposed to land me in Jackson, Mississippi at 1 p.m. With everything that happened, I landed at about 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. So kind of long travel day. Flew all-nighter, California to Chicago, then Chicago to Houston, flight delays, all sorts of things, was in Houston, finally left at 8 that night, was supposed to leave at 12 that afternoon, and got in the time I got in, 9:10. So now I'm in Mississippi, and I need to call a car. Well, my phone is about to conk out. And so I go to plug my phone in, and the outlet's not working. So I go to another outlet. That's not working. I go to another outlet, like 10 outlets. But none of that made me upset. It was just like, okay, unplug this one. Okay, this isn't working. Okay, this isn't working. And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it's not working because you just need to try it a different way. And finally, I began to charge my phone. Because I said, I'll charge my phone to call Uber, because I had looked up Ubers, and let's say it was $46. I start to charge my phone. I said, okay, I have enough charge. Let me order my car. It had like quadrupled. It was about 170. So I had called the organizers, and they were like, first of all, next time, there'll be someone out there with your name on a piece of paper. Like, this won't happen again, and I got you. And I'm sharing this because all of these mishaps happened, but something came in and made it easy, and I kept going. So the person was like, I ordered it, here you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw you shared the live. So Uber comes, some girl in a bonnet. I think she was tired because it was already late. Remember, I was supposed to land at 1 in the morning. 1 in the afternoon. It's 1 in the morning, and I'm making my way towards my hotel. So I get to the hotel, and I kind of walk through a cloud of magic lettuce smoke because it's about 1:30, 1:40 in the morning. People were outside enjoying their recreational plans. And as I walk in, there's no one at the front desk. I'm like, okay, someone will be coming. There was never a time where I got upset and said, why isn't someone at the front desk? Why are people out there? What? Well, it's late, I'm tired. I've done this my entire career of flying. Patience will always fulfill. So So I walk up and I see someone run up from like the breakfast bar area. And they're like, "Oh, hi, are you checking in?" I said, "Yeah." They're like, "What's your name?" I said, "Oh, my name is Hope. I'm checking in." He's like, "Oh, yeah. You know what? We didn't have a phone number on your reservation. We couldn't contact you. It's after midnight. We wanted to make sure you checked in. So we canceled your reservation. We sold your room." Now, again, all-nighter in to Chicago, Houston, delay, finally here, 12 hours later, walk in, and they say, "We canceled your reservation." And I was like, okay. So I called the organizers and said, "Hey, this is what's going on here. Reservation has been canceled. Oh, we'll get someone on the phone right now, Hope." I could have freaked out, but everything was handled. And they did handle it. The organizer called, secured another room. I said, "Cool. It doesn't, to me, the fact is I have my room. But let's get it going. It's like 2 a.m. now." So they hand me my keys. I go to sleep, I get to my room. I take a nice hot shower, as you do. Make some peppermint tea, as you do. Journal about the day. Do my relaxing ways. And go to sleep. I go to sleep about 3 a.m. 7:38 a.m., the hotel room phone starts ringing. I'm like, who is calling my hotel room? So every time I pick up, there's no one on the other end. And this happened about 3 times. Now, this is 7:38 in the morning. I had fallen asleep at 3 a.m. After 3 calls, I took the phone off the hook because quit playing on my phone. I get back in my nice warm bed, and then my phone starts ringing, and I see they're calling internally from the hotel I'm staying at. So I pick up. They say, "Hello, Hope. This is Joyce. We're so-and-so's friend, and we're going to the retreat today, and we know you're going to ride with us." I said, "Yes, that is true." And I'm still in like a dream zone. And she said, "Well, I want you to get your rest. Could you meet us at 8? And I'm like, it's 7:38. What do you mean you want me to get my rest? How is getting rest with it? What is going on? Because I was riding with them about 40 minutes to the retreat site. So I said, I would need a little bit more time. I got in a little late, and they said, okay, 8:15. I was like, these are 70-plus-year-old people. That's fine. I know that's fine. Just like my flight attendant days, I'll just quickly get up, get myself together. And so that was my first day, the travel day. And I did not allow any of those mishaps to change the beauty of that day, because it was truly beautiful. And in all things, see the beauty and have patience that it's working out for you. That's really the message. In all things, see beauty and have patience that it's working out for you. I will receive that playback from the Manifest Your Destiny retreat. I will be putting that on my Hope is Speaking YouTube, possibly placing it in the LINK in my bio. Everyone says it like that now, so the algorithm doesn't pick it up. But in my LINK, in my bio, you can see my TED Talk. You can subscribe to my Hope is Speaking YouTube. You can donate if you would like. You can send me an email. You can request for me to speak or create content. That's all there. And I love what I do. I heal with my words, and it's a great time. So that is today's message. See all things in the beauty that it's intended, and allow it to patiently work out. And I close my lives with these 3 things. Be the reflection of love, because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up. Show up for your dream. Show up for your workout. Show up for you, because it won't happen if you don't show up. And be patiently waiting for the beauty in everything. Give patience and see the beauty in everything. Be the reflection of love. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. I will see y'all. Good night.